Hello and welcome to another update video about GALA. Well, GALA, just a quick update. I made one earlier today, but just to update you that we've now had this fifth wave up. That's how I would interpret it. That was the expectation. As long as we're holding 2.25 cents or 2.24, that we are putting another high in, because the decline made a corrective impression and it came down to, I think, just about the 23.6% retrace, which is the first target that you would normally expect for a wave 4. Ideal target would have been the 2.23 cent level, but we don't always get there. It's basically this whole range, and we reached it. So looking at this now, we have put in this fifth wave, and I'm going to zoom in now in a minute to take a look at. I'm only going to focus on the short term here. Overall, I'm still looking at until we break above the wave 4 high, 4.9 cents, I am still expecting a move down in a fifth wave. I mean, some people have asked me how confident am I that we still get it, and I do expect it, but of course I can expect something that might not happen, because sometimes what happens towards the ends of these bear markets, you don't get these last lows, and that's why we just need to take it level by level. As I always mention with these altcoins, any low could be the last one. And that is why we need to pay particular attention to these impulses which are emerging. That is why for many people who are not trading, I mean you probably are not interested in the short-term price movements anyway. What you should do, you should pick your projects that you like to invest in with a long-term perspective. And you put your allocations to it, and we are obviously generally in an accumulation phase long term across the market. I think we still have risk generally in the market to go lower, but obviously looking at where we come from, this is not a lot anymore. From prices where we are now, we can still drop 30-40% across the market. I wouldn't be surprised, but looking at where we come from, it's really just a little bit, okay. And looking at where these projects could go to. I think generally altcoins are risky, all altcoins. So again, bear that in mind when you put your portfolio together, and that's basically it, right? And then you can choose to wait either for lower prices, or you wait until we have a confirmed low in place. But if you wait until we have a confirmed low in place, the price has already moved 100-200% from where we are now, maybe even a little bit more. And that's just a decision every investor needs to make for themselves. In terms of trading, we can take it level by level, of course. We can, drive on site. We can go by what the chart is doing at the moment, and then it will build us these structures. And based on which higher level structure is built, we can make a call if a low is in or not as soon as possible. At the moment, we certainly have a local low, and we have a 5-wave move up. Now that can be either a wave 1 up. So we could now either do something like this. Wave 1 to, oops, where are we? 1 second. No, don't know what's going on here. 1 second. Choose the right tool here, of course. Wave 1 to the upside. Wave 2 to the downside should happen imminently. I mean, there is no sign that we have topped yet, but we've reached target. I think we're going to measure that in a minute. But wave 2 to the downside should happen at some point in the very near future. Then there should be a wave 3 up, a 4 down, and a 5 up. This would give us even more confidence that the low is in, I think when we see this 5-wave move, I will confirm the low is in, but not then. I will confirm it as soon as we see this ABC structure and make a higher low here. And again, this would then again be a higher degree wave 1, and we come down in wave 2. I don't bother with wave degrees at the moment, and this is how it would build, So as you can see, there will always be there's no reason for FOMO at all. I understand why some people get emotional when you see these green candles, but there will be so many entry points here if you want to, here, and even after this larger 5-wave move, another, there will always be new entry points. We are still very, very early. Should this have been the low? I don't believe it yet. So therefore, I'm primarily tracking this as a 5-wave move, but in my opinion, it would only be the A wave. There will now be a B wave at some point, and then we'll get another C wave to the upside in a wave 4. That's sort of how I see it. Okay, so this B wave low would possibly be another entry point if anybody missed it down here, okay, or here, the wave 4 low. So what would I do, you know? Certainly after a 5-wave move up, it is quite likely that we're going to hold a higher low in the retracement. This will always be the confirmation if we hold that support, and therefore the support in the B wave will be an area where long positions can be entered. Now that's up to you if you do it. It is, however, a trade setup. I might consider to do it. We'll see. But we've got 5 waves up, so with 3 waves down, we have a possible 1-2 setup that would at least give us the possibility to trade the C wave to the upside. But it's good news. We've followed the primary expectation here. So where did we? What kind of did we reach the target? Actually, let's take a look. What did I tell you? I told you we take the length of the 3rd wave, go to the low of the 4th, and spot on. I think we talked in the previous video about the 2.8 cent level. So is this already over? That is obviously only the minimum expectation. Yeah, these can always extend out further. There is one more way of calculating the target, which is taking the wave 1 length and then go to the low of the 4th wave. And this could stretch out all the way to the 1.618 extension at 2.85 cents. So, and even then, you know, as soon as we don't have a signal that the high is in, this can still stretch out further. What would I do had I entered either here in the wave 2 low or the wave 4 low? I would move up my stop loss into profit and maybe take some partial profits. But that's only what I would do. You know, you can use trend lines, you can use all sorts of things. But at the moment there is, from what I do see now, yeah, I gave you 2 key areas. And don't forget, we've got the descending trend line here. If I zoom out a little bit, of this descending wedge that will provide resistance as well. So keep that in mind. And watch the chart very closely when you're trading this. We are just approaching a possible make or break point, but I think this is getting pretty exhausted in this 5-wave move now. In all likelihood, I mean, the market can always do something unlikely, but let's just take a look. I mean, you now have a bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart, higher high on the price chart, lower high on the RSI, because we are overbought as well. So at some point we will see this correction most likely to the downside. The moment I'm anticipating this is a wave 4 high, a wave 5 high, and should finish off either an A wave or a wave 1, which would be followed either by a B wave or a wave 2. I can give you a possible retracement area based on the current high, but I currently have no evidence that the high is in. I have to say that as well. So these can always stretch out, but I think we are pretty close. From here, the retracement down would most likely go into the area between the 50% fib retracement now and the 78.6, so between 2.16 cents and 1.81. If it goes below 1.81, I think we are putting a new low in below the 1.5 cent level. Okay, because usually 90% of charts fail if they drop below the 78.6% retracement. But yeah, good news. Primary expectation followed. I think it can still stretch out a bit further. In fact, I would currently expect it the way this is looking and what I do see for Ethereum and Bitcoin, because they also should move up a little more. So I think this can stretch out a bit more. I wouldn't be surprised if it overstretches because of some positive sentiment that we currently see with GALA. And then we need to consider when a high is in, obviously, but I don't see it at the moment. Yeah, that would be, for example, if we see that here it looks like we've done a 1-2, this might be a 3, a 4, and one more leg up here in a 5 or 5. And then as soon as you make it basically below the 2.64 cent level, I think from what I see now, this could be a good indication, but only after putting another high in. Then breaking below the previous swing low would be a first indication that the low is in, yeah, the high is in. So yeah, interesting. So hopefully you liked the update about GALA. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.